guys?
Hey,
Back with another reaction video.
yes.
What are we doing today?
So really quick, I just want to say thank you to all of our subscribers. We made it to 2,000 subscribers and we couldn't have done it without you.
Yes,
We just started this channel back in September, so it's been like 5 months and it's been growing really quickly and we're just really happy and we thank you guys for following us.
for sure.
Yes. And we will continue to give you more fun content, music content.
Yes.
Yes, but today we are going to do In the End by Linkin Park.
Okay.
So, as always, or most of the time, I know this song. I haven't listened to it in a while, but do you know this song?
I know the song. I feel like I know most of their hits that were on the radio. I never owned a Linkin Park CD.
I did.
Um, I don't even know if I ever like downloaded any of their music back when you had to download music. But with that
Mhm.
being said, their songs were like so like prominent. They were everywhere.
Yeah, literally everywhere, like all over the radio back when like rock music actually used to be on the radio.
Yeah, commercials,
Yeah.
you know. Yeah, so I haven't heard this song in a while. From what I remember, it was good, so it'll be interesting to see if it holds up because I don't know about you, I was like young when this came out. So, I connected to like the angsty teenager shit. So I wonder if
Yeah.
I'll still feel the same hearing it now.
And for those of you who may not know, because I didn't really know or realize this, this is a breakup song.
Yeah, that
Believe
makes
it or not.
sense. I don't think I ever thought about it.
Breakup song or just like, oh, it's about a breakup. Usually it's like sad and slow and like something written by like Neo or something. But yeah,
Yeah.
it is a song about a breakup. So let's go.
It starts with
one thing. I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try. Keep that in mind. I designed this rhyme to explain in due time. All I know, time is a valuable thing. Watch it fly by as the pendulum swings. Watch it count down to the end of the day. The clock takes life away. It's so unreal. Didn't look out below. Watch the time go right out the window. Trying to hold on to didn't even know or wasted it all just to watch you go. I kept everything inside and even though I tried, it all fell apart. What it meant to be will eventually be a memory of a time when I tried so hard and got so far. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all. But in the end, it doesn't even matter.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't listened to this in so long. I forgot how good it
It is
is.
really fucking good.
I feel like you end up taking so much music for granted just because it was like on the radio and like so overplayed. They're like, oh, whatever. When you listen to it again with like fresh ears, and you're like, holy shit, it's so good.
Yeah, and it's interesting because I'm like really into hip hop, obviously. And I wouldn't consider Mike Shinoda a rapper, even though that's what he's doing. But in my head, like he's in like his own category. You know what I mean? Like I don't think of him the same way I think of like Eminem or Jay-Z or any of those people.
Yeah, they're like
But
way more raw.
he's rhyming. Do you know what Mike Shinoda himself is fucking rapping in this song and in other
Yeah,
Linkin Park songs?
think about it like that.
Yeah,
Like they are in like the new metal genre.
yeah.
So yeah.
So yeah, he's rapping. It's interesting.
Yeah, he is.
He's kind of in his own category of like skater rapping. Like
Skater rap.
I put like
Rock rap? Rap
yeah,
rap?
yeah, I think of Fred Durst, obviously. But
Yeah.
I think of like Machine Gun Kelly that way.
Now, I
Even
guess.
back then, I feel like he's like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I see what you mean. All right, so let's break this down. It starts with one thing. I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try. Keep that in mind. So he's talking about like there's one thing, and no matter what you do with this one thing, you won't be able to change it.
Yeah. it seems like so since it's a breakup song, it seems like there's one thing that starts the demise of the relationship.
Yeah, like the domino effect. Like once that first domino falls, like you can't pick the rest back up.
Yeah, there's nothing you could do. You could
Yeah,
try all you want. It's done.
it's sad.
Yeah.
I designed this rhyme to explain in due time all I know. Time is a valuable thing. So piggybacking on the first verse, because it's all kind of like one continuous thought, so it's kind of hard to break them down
Yeah.
by the way that this video is, but we're going to give it a whirl. So he's just saying that there's one thing and there's nothing you could do about it when that one thing technically goes wrong. So he designed this song to explain everything he knows about this and then goes on to say the time is a valuable thing. So this, he's explaining that he's literally writing a breakup song. Yeah.
Yes. So it seems like they're explaining in hindsight, like whoever, it's weird because so Mike's rapping, Chester's singing. So you hear Chester interjecting with these one-liners. And so they're telling the story, like in hindsight, like, oh, I didn't realize this at the time while I was going through it, but
Mhm.
it was this one thing that happened and it was this fucking domino effect. And
Yeah.
I like how Chester effectively finishes his sentence to explain in due time all I know.
And there's kind of like an ad lib, but it also actually goes with the song.
Yeah, you could look at it by itself as separate from what Mike Shinoda's saying, but it also finishes
Sorry.
Mike Shinoda's thought by saying to explain in due time all I know. But
That's
then
true.
it's also the only thing I know is that time is a valuable thing. So it's cool how they do that.
Yeah, and also like it's explaining that like he knows now that time may something about having more time for something would have fixed things, I
Yeah.
suppose.
Or you wasted time in
Hmm.
this fucked up relationship.
Oh, like waste. Oh, so
It's not
yeah,
clear to me right now, actually.
we got to go here because
Yeah,
then
yeah.
yeah,
Oh, that's right.
because it's just literally one continuous thought.
Yeah.
So time, watch it fly by as the pendulum swings. Watch it count down to the end of the day. The clock ticks life away. So it's so unreal. So a pendulum is like one of those like hanging, like you can hang and then it usually just sways by itself. Like you can move it and then it'll just usually continuously swing around.
Yeah, like those old school grandfather clocks, they would have them.
They had pendulums?
Yeah, you don't know those. So those big grandfather clocks, they're like 4 or 5 feet
I was
tall.
like,
Yeah, it's got the clear glass window, and
it's like a pendulum.
yeah, that's what he's referring to.
So I'm literally, oh my God, I'm so dumb. So I'm literally just thinking like, when you're in like science class and they're like, oh, this is a pendulum. And then they like just sort of like swings around from like a rope. And you're just like, yeah. And like in my defense, I never had a grandfather clock, but you know what I'm talking
No,
about.
I do. I mean, that is a pendulum,
And
but
the
like,
people at home know what I'm talking about.
of course, so that is a pendulum.
Yeah.
But the reason he's bringing up a pendulum in this clock context is because it's a pendulum swinging on the clock.
And then also all I think about is The Pendulum by Edgar Allan Poe.
That's
So
funny.
yeah, okay. Enough of that. So that makes
So
sense.
yeah, so he's like saying it's a literal. So you're watching time fly as the pendulum swings, but
There's nothing you can do. Yeah.
yes, but it literally is each second. So when it moves from here to here, that signifies
Like the time is
a
gone.
second of the
Oh,
clock
right.
moving because that, it keeps it like motorized. The clock, that's how
Yes.
it powers it. So literally
Oh, like, okay.
you're literally watching time fly because each time it moves, there's another second
And
passing
that's what keeps the clock
and it's
functioning.
representing that literally, like it's actually
Yeah.
literally time flying, which is so crazy. It's a simple line, but you read into it, it's like,
Yeah.
literal.
Oh, wow. Okay. So didn't look out below, watch the time go right out the window, trying to hold on, but didn't even know I wasted it all just to watch you go. So that is like your telltale sign that this is a breakup song, the very last sentence. And then he's pretty much explaining like time is a valuable thing, like don't waste it. So he realizes that he's been wasting time trying to fix this relationship that's already been broken or wasting time like because when you're in a relationship and you break up, usually it wasn't like something happened that day and you guys broke up. Usually it was like, you were slowly building up to the breakup.
So they said there's like this one thing, you know what I mean? There's like something that gets the
Yeah.
ball rolling. So I'm actually confused. Again, just like you, like with the grandfather clock, I feel like I've known this song for so long that I never think to, inspect it and dissect it.
Yeah, and like really get to the meaning.
But so yeah, I mean, the general meaning makes sense. But when he says "didn't look out below," what am I missing? What is he? What do you mean? What's the line before? It's so unreal. Didn't look out below. So is this the video where he's
I
jumping off
think
the cliff? Because like if you'll say like look out below if like something's falling from like a building or something. So when he says didn't look out below, watch the time go right out the window. Oh, is it because the time's going out the window? And it's like you say look out below, like if a clock was going out the window, that's what you would scream is look out below, that something's coming from above you. Is that why he's saying didn't look out below?
I don't know.
I
I didn't even think of this line. I don't know what the hell that means.
Because the reason I think it's tied to watch time go right out the window. So, like, that saying, right? Look out below.
Yeah, but usually you say it like instead of like heads up, or like forward.
Yeah, but specifically, you would hear it if you were on the ground and somebody was, again, like if you threw something out the window or
Yeah.
something fell, they would say, look out below to warn you.
Mhm.
So, when he's saying didn't look out below, watch the time go right out the window, I'm assuming that's what he's referring to, but I don't actually know.
I guess so. I don't really know. Yeah.
Whatever, we get the meaning. I'm just
Yeah.
curious what that line means. But then, yeah, trying to hold on, but didn't even know that it was over, which is
Yeah.
sad.
Sucks.
Wasted it all just to watch you go. So yeah, it was referring to wasting time. That
Yeah.
we spent all this time together, and now it means nothing because we're not together anymore.
Yeah, and there were like so many other things he could have done, other people he could have been with, so on and so forth. Could have
Yes.
met the love of his life in that time. Who
Yeah.
knows? Yes. Sad. But so then we move on to I kept everything inside, and even though I tried, it all fell apart. What it meant to me will eventually be a memory of a time when. Okay, so he kept everything inside. I guess how he was feeling or like didn't express like concerns, like I'm trying to fix this relationship, but it's not working. And he tried to fix it, but it still all fell apart because like he said, there's one thing that starts this domino effect that you just can't stop.
Hmm.
And what this breakup meant to him will eventually be a memory of a time where he tried so hard and got so far, but in the end it doesn't even matter because they still broke up.
Yeah. So that's actually crazy. It sounds simple and it rhymes where he's like, what it meant to me will eventually be a memory. But that it's like crazy to think about it. So he's foreshadowing the fact that so the song is like that it's coming from a place of like pain and like oh fuck I'm
Yeah.
broken up. But in that line he's saying what it meant to me will eventually be a memory. So
Yeah.
he's projecting that he will get over it at some point. Do you know what I
Of
mean?
course.
Like it'll just be a memory of oh man I really tried to make that relationship work and it didn't work and I was fucked up over it, but like now it's just a memory of that. It's not an actual feeling anymore, which
Yeah.
is interesting.
It's sad.
It is, but that's a positive, like silver lining,
Yeah.
like in the song, like projecting that it's just going to be a memory. One day I'll get past this.
It's good.
Yeah.
So when he goes, I had to fall to lose it all, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. So I had to fall to lose it all. Had to fall to lose it all. Do you know why? Like you got what's confusing me here, right?
Yeah, like if you're trying to interpret the lines literally.
So I'm thinking I had to fall in love with her to lose it all, or
Oh,
I had to fall like fail trying to put the pieces back together to lose it all. I'm
interesting. You're
thinking,
right.
I
I'm
don't know.
not understanding. Let's see if anybody else has
But in the end, it doesn't even matter.
had to fall to lose it all. Let's see if Genius has anything because I just put up the lyrics. Okay, they're just talking about in the end. It doesn't even matter.
And they're saying it was, so I don't agree with this annotation saying that he wasted time trying to build a relationship with a woman. It's about losing that relationship with a woman. It's not building.
Yeah. So I mean,
Because
it's
you
kind of
wouldn't be losing anything if you didn't even have anything to begin with.
yeah. No, that's what he said.
Yeah, he
He
lost
and
it.
he even got so far.
Yeah.
He
And then it's a memory.
but
Like,
then lost it.
this would be a creepy song if it was about trying to build a relationship with a woman. And
Yeah.
then you're saying it's eventually going to be a memory of time. Like, that's a little creepy.
Yeah,
Because,
it's just a
like, in
failed.
her head, you probably she doesn't even remember.
Yeah, so I agree. If, whoever's watching this video, let us know
Yeah.
that I had to fall to lose it all. Is it I had to fall in love in order to lose all of that? Or is it I had to go through this bad relationship to lose it all?
Yeah, I know. Too. It's
I lost everything from this relationship. Yeah, it's weird. I never again, this was such a song that's been part of my life since I was younger. I never analyzed it.
yeah, me too. I'm like confused now.
It's
But
funny.
yeah, let us know if you know better than I do. And anyone who's going to tell me that this is not what the song is about, look it up. All right, let's go.
One thing, I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try. Keep that in mind. I designed this rhyme to remind myself how I tried so hard. In spite of the way you were mocking me, acting like I was part of your property. Remembering all the times you fought with me, I'm surprised it got so. Things aren't the way they were before. You wouldn't even recognize me anymore. Not that you knew me back then, but it all comes back to me in the end. You kept everything inside, and even though I tried, it all fell apart. What it meant to me will eventually be a memory of a time when I tried so hard and got so far. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. I put my trust in you, pushed as far as I can go. For all this, there's only one thing you should know. I've put my trust in you, pushed as far as I can go. For all this, there's only one thing you should know. I tried so.
Sorry.
It's okay.
So good. I forgot about that part. His voice, Chester's voice is so good.
It's very unique. There's like no one like it.
No.
Oh,
Where where the fuck were
so we need the
we?
second verse. One thing right there, you just passed it.
Here?
Yes.
Okay.
So he does slightly change this.
Yeah.
And I have another thought when we get to it on the losing it all.
Okay, so here it changes.
So yeah, so wait, it
So we can,
one
oh,
thing
for the
so
love
this
of
part's
God.
so that part's
Okay.
the same. One thing I don't know why. Doesn't even try. Keep that in mind. I designed this rhyme to remind myself.
I tried so hard, in spite of the way you were mocking me, acting like I was part of your property. Remember all the times you fought with me. So it sounds like it was a really shitty relationship.
Yes.
Like she mocked you, she
Possessive,
possessed you, and
controlled.
she fought with you. Like, so I don't feel as bad. Like, it is good that you are out of this relationship. I'm pretty sure this was written by Mike, and I think it is like reflective of a relationship he was in. So, like, good for you for getting out of that because
Yeah.
no one should be in a relationship like that.
So the cool thing I noticed is the change that he does here, and that he changes this part. It mirrors the first verse, and at the end of it, he says, I guess we'll get to it when it's like on the next page or whatever, but
Yeah.
he's like, but so
Oh,
yeah, I do want to talk about this. But
okay.
like, so when he gets there, he says like, you were the one that was changing whatever. Well, okay, you know what? I'll just wait till we get there. It's confusing. But I do want to mention the sound effect that they do when he says property. I think that's such a fun. Yeah, they
Yeah.
like scrambled it like a digital, like skipping. It's so simple. It's such a little thing that they definitely did in post production, and it just makes it memorable. Like I
And
was,
it's one word in the
yep.
whole song. They don't do it for anything else.
So I think
I don't think.
so he is doing kind of what Eminem does, where he's making mocking me, two words rhyme with property, one word. So they spacing out the syllables to make it sound better with the music.
That is true. Okay, interesting. Okay. So he goes, I'm surprised it got so far. Things aren't the way they were before. You wouldn't even recognize me anymore. Not that you knew me back then. So they've been split up for a decent amount of time. He's surprised that the relationship even got as far as it did. And things aren't the way they were before. So he's a different person now. And she wouldn't even recognize him. Not that she even really knew him in the first place. Because in relationships like that, usually all the person cares about is controlling you and actually doesn't give a shit about you at all.
Yeah.
Like literally not at all.
I don't know why I'm like confusing myself. I'm like, was there
Yeah.
something else here? No, but yeah, so he's saying I'm surprised it got so far, meaning like we shouldn't have lasted as long as we did.
No, but that kind of goes a little, I don't know. This kind of changes the perspective of the meaning of the song and the type of relationship that he was in. Because first, the beginning of the song, you're like, oh, like he couldn't make the relationship stay. Like no matter what he did, he couldn't fix it. He couldn't keep the relationship. It's sad. But now you're like, no, like I'm glad that you couldn't keep it because this sounds like a fucked up relationship.
Okay, so I remembered because I see the little thing there in the next line.
Yeah.
So in the first verse, I kept everything inside, and even though I tried. In the next page, we'll see he
Yeah.
says, you kept everything inside. Do you know what I mean?
Because he is saying, but it all comes back to me. So it sounds like, okay, so it's like, oh my God. Okay, so it's like someone is reflecting on their relationship. They just had their breakup. So obviously, all they're thinking about is, oh my God, like we're not together anymore. Like I miss her. I wish I was still with her. I wish we could have made it work. And then you're like, but wait a fucking second. Why am I upset? She treated me like shit. She wasn't good to me. She was controlling. So then he's like realizing, like, I shouldn't be so reminiscent
Well,
of
yes.
this relationship.
No, 100%. Yeah, you're 100% right. So like in that previous verse when he says, I could actually see the little window there. He says things aren't the way they were before. You wouldn't even recognize me anymore. So I interpret that as you walked all over me back then.
Yeah.
I'm not the person that would allow that to happen today. And that's why he goes, not that you knew me back then. So it's like you don't really know me then, but you would recognize me even less now because I have
Yeah.
self-respect and like all that shit.
And it's just different.
But yeah. So
Sorry, I
then
can't talk.
no, I agree. So then he says, but it all comes back to me in the end. So, he's recalling, it's coming back
He's
to
recalling
him.
all the shit.
And then he says, you kept everything inside. And even though
Yeah.
I tried, it all fell apart. So the first verse is, I kept everything inside. And even though I tried, it all fell
Yeah.
apart. But it's saying also she did in this verse, which
Yeah, like he's remembering her part in this, basically.
yeah. And then it's what it meant to me will eventually be a memory.
And then I let us go through the chorus again. I believe it stays the same.
I think so.
But then we go into the beautiful singing of Chester.
Yeah, the little bridge part here.
So good.
Yes.
Because I put my trust in you, pushed as far as I can go. For all this, there's only one thing you should know. So he trusted you. He went with this relationship as far as he could.
Mm-hmm.
And then he put his trust in you. There's one thing you should know. And then he repeats it. And
then it goes
we
back
don't
into
find out what that one thing is. I mean, we assume that it goes into the chorus.
It
And
does, yeah.
so let's
I'll finish this
out. Okay.
I tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all, but in the end, it doesn't even matter.
So pretty.
It is. I really like that ending. So I have like two or three thoughts. Hold on, can you keep this up for 1 sec?
Yeah.
The lyrics. The last oh yeah, I had to fall the one the one we were fucked up on. So I have like so many thoughts. I know I'm gonna lose one of them. Okay, so back to when we were trying to figure this out. So the second time we heard it, I heard it as I had to fall and then I had to lose it all. Do you know what I mean? So literally saying I had to fall, I had to lose it all. Instead of I had to fall in order to lose it all. Do you get what I'm saying? Do you see the difference or no?
I had to fall to lose it all.
Yes. So I read it, the second time I interpreted it as I had to fall, right? And then I had to lose it all. Not meaning that he had to fall in order to lose it all, right? Which is how I was first interpreting it. That in order for him to lose it all, he had to fall, right? But two separate thoughts. He had to fall, and also he had to lose it all. Not that he had to fall in order to lose it all.
Okay, hold on. Let me think here.
Okay. It's so funny. We're caught up on this one little line.
I can't see it. It's not what you're saying. It's not making sense.
So what are you? So where are you at right now with the had to fall to lose it all?
I had to fall to lose it all. I had to fall
Mm-hmm.
in order to lose it all.
Okay. So yes, that was my initial reading of it too. But what I'm saying, you could also hear it as I had to fall, right? And then imagine it said I had to lose it all.
But it doesn't.
No, I know, but I'm saying I had to fall, comma, to lose it all. As if he's saying I had to fall and I had to lose it all. You know what I
You mean
mean?
like if it said I had colon to fall, comma, lose it all.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, as I was saying, I had to get into my car to go to the mall. You can interpret it that as, oh, I needed to get into my car to go to the
Oh,
mall. Or you could
Jesus
say,
fucking
I
Christ.
had to get into my car and I also had to go to the mall. Do you know what I mean? That's my other interpretation. I don't know if that's right though.
So it's like I had to fall
And I had
to
to
lose it all.
and I had to lose it all.
So
Do
like if you at home are as dumb
you-
as I am, it's I had and then like that little colon, like dot dot, and then that's
It's a
to
list.
fall, comma, to lose it all, comma. So the I had goes to fall and the I had goes to lose it all. So you have
Yes.
to do both those things and I'm an idiot.
So no, I don't think so. But I don't know that that's right. You know what I'm saying?
No, like that makes more sense than what I was thinking. So, cause you know when you think something and you're like, that can't be right. Like 9 times out of 10, it's not right
Yeah.
because there's a better option and you just can't see it.
Yeah.
So that's why you're here because I couldn't do this by
So again, I don't
myself.
know if that's right. It could be that he needed to fall in order to lose everything. Do you know what I mean? Like that could be what they're meaning. I don't know.
Because really, he should say, I had to fall, lose it all, but it doesn't sound good. I had to fall, lose it all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Eh, I like the to lose it all in
Yeah.
there too.
Yeah. So I don't know if that's the right thing. There was another thought I had. I lost it. I don't remember what it
But
was.
like it's like messing with my brain. It's like one of those brain teasers. You know when you look at a picture and it's a duck, but then like you look at it the other way and it's a
Rabbit.
rabbit. Like so the way I see it is a duck and the way you're saying it is a rabbit. And I'm like,
I'm
I
not seeing
keep
the
going
rabbit.
back to the duck. It's so annoying. I see the rabbit though, but then it just goes away.
It
Okay.
might not even be a rabbit.
No, but
Hmm.
it's a rabbit. I
Yeah,
get it.
maybe. I don't know. I'm
Okay.
saying I don't know. That was a possibility. The other thing you could minimize the window now. I'm
Oh
done with
yeah.
it.
Okay.
The other thing I was gonna say, I got really caught up on like what you said that the meaning of the song changes as you're going through with Mike Shinoda's second
Yeah, because
verse.
first you're like, oh, I feel so bad. He's having this breakup. There's nothing he can do. He's upset. And then he's like, but you were basically in an abusive relationship. Like, I'm glad you're out of it.
Yeah, and
So, like, fuck
it
that.
almost becomes like empowering,
Yeah.
like I took charge of my life and like it doesn't even matter anymore.
Which
Do you
is
know what I
so
mean?
crazy because this is written and sung by men, and this is usually the topic of a woman, like a song written by a woman, usually,
Yes. So
which is just so crazy because it was like the early 2000s when this came out. So
yeah,
it's pretty like groundbreaking, I would think.
yeah, they're so their sound is unique, but I agree they're like they are. There's a lot of emotion. There's a lot of emotion in the way Chester sings. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
his voice is really pretty.
Mike
Rest in
Shinoda,
peace.
yeah, Mike Shinoda too. Like the song, I get fucking choked up listening to it. The group, what's the name of the group Mike Shinoda's in besides Linkin Park? They had that song "Where'd You Go," which I get so
Oh,
emotional when
jeez.
I listen to it.
Okay,
Where'd you
it's
go?
like the
I
call.
miss you
Is it the
so.
calling?
No, it's got a weird name.
It's like one something or
Fort Minor. That's the name of
yeah.
it. That song. So it mirrors that. They are unique in that, like you're saying, they're like empaths. They're like more in touch with their emotions. And
Yeah.
you know what I mean? They're good at conveying it. That's why I was saying like the angsty teenage me like really connected with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, it's a fucking dope song.
Yeah,
It holds up in my opinion.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yes.
Well, don't forget to like and subscribe,
Yes.
and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
See ya.
Bye.